President-elect Donald Trump has offered Robert F. Kennedy the role of Secretary of Health and Human Services. Let's go live with CNN's Kristen Holmes, who is in West Palm Beach, Florida, near Mar-a-Lago. Kristen, clearly a controversial set of picks for Donald Trump in recent days, and now RFK Jr. tapped to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services, despite his track record of peddling conspiracy theories.
That's right, Boris and Bianna, and I am told from a source close to the situation that RFK Jr. is expected to accept this position as we see this cabinet unfolding. Now, a couple of things to note here about RFK. One is that there's been a lot of talk about what exactly he would do in the administration. He had indicated that he wanted a cabinet position, but we heard the head of the transition, Howard Lutnick, to our own Caitlin Collins, essentially downplaying the idea that he would be offered anything within the actual administration,
likely because of the fact that there was a big belief within Trump's transition and Trump's orbit
that RFK Jr. could not actually get confirmed. So talking to these sources, they had speculated that he
might get more of an oversight role. Now, obviously, as we can see here, that is not how this played out. Donald Trump offering this world boom position at the Hall of Health and Human Services to RFK Jr. And just a couple of things to note here. One, RFK Jr. is incredibly controversial for a number of things that he has said about health, particularly the fact that he's questioned vaccines. He has said that vaccines lead to autism, something that there are no studies that back up. But the other part of
this is the fact that he has been really pushing this Make America Healthy Again
agenda as part of really what helped Donald Trump get elected to the White House. I cannot tell you the number of people who liked the fact that RFK was involved in the campaign, that they liked the messaging that RFK put out there, despite the fact that it is so controversial, and despite the fact that there have been so many things that RFK has said about health that are just simply not proven by any studies that we have. So of course the question now is going to be whether or not RFK can actually get confirmed. One of the things to keep in mind here as we talk about this, RFK is not a Republican. He has been a Democrat. He's been an independent.
He does not have the same ties to the Republican Party that someone like even Matt Gaetz has. So whether or not these controversial opinions, these just downright not accurate opinions that he has when it comes to health are going to be something that make it through Congress, that's going to be a big question here. It is surprising to a number of people. I'm starting to get texts here.
Some individuals who say that they have been speculating, they have heard rumors that RFK is going to go into some sort of health czar, but instead he's been getting a very specific cabinet position and one that requires him to be confirmed by Congress.
All right, Kristen, stay with us. I want to bring in CNN medical analyst Dr.
Jonathan Reiner. What do you think of this news? RFK Jr. the pick for Health and Human Services Secretary. Well, it seems to be that he fits with the pattern that we've seen this week, which is the hiring of people that are not just unqualified for a particular cabinet post, but unfit. And as we've already, heard in this segment, Mr. Kennedy has already shown over the last 10 years his penchant for not just promoting unproven ideas, but promoting disproven ideas. He has loudly promoted conspiracy theories such as the COVID virus being bioengineered to spare Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese. He's promoted the completely disproven concept that vaccines are connected to autism. He's been a loud, not just skeptic, but denier of the safety and efficacy of all vaccines, most recently mRNA vaccines, which have been shown to probably have prevented 1 to 2 million deaths as a consequence of COVID in the United States. So basically, we're putting not just a vaccine denier, but a science skeptic in charge of all of the nation's premier health agencies, FDA, NIH, CMS, the agency that runs Medicare and Medicaid. It's literally putting the fox in charge of the hen house. So, Dr. Reiner, RFK Jr. has put forward this message, this idea that he wants to gear the federal government to combat childhood illnesses, to combat what he calls chronic illnesses. He's attributed some of that to all sorts of vague causes related to food and oils. I wonder what kind of impact you think having him as the Secretary of HHS could have on just everyday American life. No, I think that a lot of good can come of somebody promoting a more healthy diet in this country. We've certainly seen an epidemic of obesity. And I think that approach is welcome. But his well-documented, very, very loud promotion of theories that cause a great deal of doubt in people's mind about the efficacy of vaccines is incredibly dangerous. If you want to see an example of what happens when you hire a vaccine, a skeptic into a post like that, just look at Florida. When Ron DeSantis hired Dr. Joseph Ladapo in 2021, someone who was associated with a group called America's Frontline Doctors, a group devoted to vaccine skepticism. When they brought him to Florida in 2021, the rates of vaccinations for kindergartners plummeted over the last 3 years. So we see what the impact can be on people who are, maybe they're uneducated, maybe they've read things online that concern them. And those kinds of doubts are amplified when it comes to someone with such a large soapbox and a very famous last name. All right, Dr. Reiner, if you could, what are we hearing in our ear? Oh, well, let's hold off on that. Let's off on that. I want to bring in Jeff Zeleny, who's here with us to talk about some of the politics of this. Another bombshell here. It is, and this is going to really test the Senate once again. We thought the Matt Gaetz thing would be the most unusual or out of the norm. That certainly is added to the list. But look, I mean, when you think of the Senate committees that will be faced with the confirmation process here, these are asking some senators really to make a choice here. So providing they all go through the normal process, should this nomination actually happen, it will be a giant test for the new Senate Republican Majority Leader, John Thune here. But I mean, we certainly will be getting reaction from various senators, but a lot of his ideas simply are out of the mainstream, to say the least, and dangerous, others would say. Yes. Jeff Zeleny, Dr. Jonathan Reiner, thank you both so much.
In a castle high on a hill so steep lived a knight who just couldn't sleep. From jousts and fights his rear sore needed something now forevermore. He sought a potion, a magic balm. Through the forest he wandered calm, found a witch with a wicked grin. She said, "This cream will save your skin. Oh, spread it wide, this butthurt cream. Heal your woes and let off steam. From battles fought and saddles worn to fields of green, where dreams are born." Praise the brew, tales of comfort spread anew. From peasant low to duke so grand, they all reached out with open hands. From